Well, that was something. Michigan 101, Gonzaga 61. This is the third consecutive day that Michigan has completely embarrassed a basketball team, getting progressively more difficult in terms of competition level, but nothing about Michigan's performances have changed. I mean, they just beat Gonzaga by the same amount they beat San Diego State by. Gonzaga coming into this game was the number one team in the country per Ken Palm, following 40 minutes against Michigan. That title now goes to the Michigan Wolverines, and there's some separation between them and 2 and 3, where Purdue and Duke are tied in terms of net ranking. It's early in the season. We'll talk about if this is sustainable or not, but I'm struggling to even find words for what I just saw from my team. We're recording this a little past midnight. I have a new banner behind me. You can't see it, but it says Players Era Festival Champions 2025. Running out of banner room after the Wolverine Deacon took a big spot on my wall behind me. Card, honestly, I'm kind of mad at Dusty. My mother-in-law is going to be here at 6 a.m. tomorrow to put a bird in my oven, and I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Let's see where I'm trying to think where to start here. Um, because like, look, you and I both came on here and picked Michigan. I truthfully don't. Oh, you didn't. I'm
I,
sorry. You
I
didn't.
picked Gonzaga by 27.
You did. My fault. My apologies. I didn't. I don't like. You can say you thought Michigan was going to win this game. I agree with that. But dog, the level of ass whooping that they put on Gonzaga is something I haven't seen in a while. Like against this level of team. Like we'll get deeper into like what this 3 day stretch of the players era was for Michigan. But I mean, it was truly belt directly to ass. Dog, Graham EK didn't make a field goal in this game.
No,
I see a lot of stats and research going on about Michigan on KenPom ranking. I'd like someone to dive into game logs and tell me the last time Graham EK played a basketball game where he didn't make a field goal.
that's actually crazy. And I'm
I
looking.
legit think you might have to go back to like his days when he like first picked up the ball. And
I'm looking right now.
actually dead ass, not even then. I'm pretty sure Graham EK fucked around and found a way to make one field goal.
He didn't make last time he didn't make a field goal was against UCLA, November 22nd, 2024. He was 0 for 6 from the floor.
Really? Huh. Again, was that against a Daimara?
Hey, hold on.
The last person that Graham EK wants to see walk through a door is a Mara.
Adai played 3 minutes and had 3 fouls in that game. But yes,
Presence.
Mara was on that team.
Presence.
Yeah,
But
Cart, I'm struggling for words, man. I'm struggling for words. I mean, I've watched this team my entire life. I've watched great Michigan teams. I've watched teams that I think on paper are more talented, better than this team. I have not ever seen a team play at this level in November, that's for sure. And I don't think I've ever seen a team play at this level. Now, you can debate whether or not they're peaking too early, whether or not any of this applies to Big Ten play, whether or not it will sustain itself through March. I mean, there's certainly elements of these performances that don't feel overly sustainable, but there's the identity that certainly does. And it's what I've been preaching to you for 3 days. I mean, the thing we know this team is going to do, they did on full display in this game. It's the entire plan. The entire plan is to destroy you at the rim. And in this game, Gonzaga Gonzaga actually ended up better than I thought they would. They ended up 42% from 2 point range, 22 for 52. In the first half, that was sub 40. So as the game went on, second half, they started to get a little more. But I mean, just every single game in this run, Cart, there's been a 27% gap in 2 point efficiency. Michigan scores 70% from two in this game. It's all dunks and layups. They're getting fouls on Gonzaga's front court and wings. They're just relentless. And then on the flip side, you saw this very early. This was 33 to 14, 10 minutes into the game.
mm,
It was the same script in all three of these games. It's not like there was like oh, one team hung around and in the second half we struck. No, Michigan jumped on you from the jump and did it at the rim. And then once you get up 10, 12, 15, whatever it is, that's when shots start to fall. That's when the Michigan guards start to play a little more free. It just avalanches, and you can feel it when you watch these teams. Gonzaga is a team that plays inside out. We covered it in the preview. They all, except for Braden Huff, who actually had a really admirable performance to me, everybody else was just bothered. Like they would drive and get 2 feet in the paint and have no idea what to do because they're either getting bumped by two linebackers or there's a 7'4" pixie stick ready to jump out of nowhere. Like I don't know how to put into words what this front court has already become. I've never seen anything like it. And on paper, the idea behind this build was certainly trying to mimic what Florida was last year, trying to replicate what UConn did a couple years ago with Sonogo and Klingon and all of the four Florida bigs last year. That's what we're trying to do. But with respect to some great front courts and some great players, Donovan Klingon is better than anyone in this front court, I think. I don't know that I'd take one over this. I don't know that there's been a trio of players as dynamic in three very different styles than Merez, the bulldozer double-double machine that will punk you, that doesn't quit and doesn't shut up, than Adai Mara now in the perfect system for him. He's going to be top 10 in the country in block rate. And oh, by the way, the $4 million man, the baddest transfer in the entire portal, the guy Kentucky should have spent on, the guy that should be in the league. And people can clown him for coming back to college. What I saw in this tournament, that's an NBA rotation player. Now, there's only a few of those in college right now. And I don't know what you do with this, man.
Yeah, like that's the best front court in the sport. It's the best front court in the sport, and there's not really many teams that could match that. And Gonzaga wasn't ready to match that or could not match that. Graham Ike looked tiny out there. They made one of the best post scorers look like he was minuscule. They made Gonzaga quit, dog. They
They
didn't want to
quit.
play any. They quit. That's it. Like, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Was kind of disappointed in Gonzaga's like actual fight in this basketball game. Michigan whooped their ass the first half. They quit in the second half a little bit during points there. It was,
A
but
little
also,
bit.
but also Michigan was just hooping.
Well, they completely quit. But I was kind of going back and forth with some people in the Discord because they did. Of course they quit. This turned into a dunk contest for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And by the way, got some dunks for you. Like that reverse was absurd. I don't know if I blame them for quitting. And I'm not trying to be like an egotistical Michigan fan who's like I still think Gonzaga is an amazing team. Okay, first half. There was a moment where Michigan had led by, I think, 18, very early. And it looked like this was going to be 30 at half. And Gonzaga, I thought in the final 10 minutes of the first half, like really showed some fight. Like they did not go away down 18. They cut it to 10 again. And for 10 minutes of this game, it was at least a battle. I think Michigan still had a 10-point lead, but it was like, I was like, oh, they won't go away. After 10 minutes of not going away and finding some success, these dudes looked up and were down 24. Like, I don't blame them for what happened in this game. I just don't. Like, and I get it. Like, they're supposed to be the number one team in the country analytically coming in. They're a team we think could be a 1 seed. They're a team I still think could win a national championship. I get like they shouldn't quit. This team's gonna pulverize some teams into quitting, man. Like it's the same exact thing they just did twice. And Auburn and San Diego State aren't this team, but I thought Gonzaga battled significantly better than those other two teams did, was up for a fight, and this was just a caliber difference. It just was. And then when there's when there's 12 minutes left in the game and you're down 32 and you feel like you haven't quit, yeah, you quit. And everybody quit. And that's when it became 40. And then it just became fun to watch as a fan. But I guess what I'm saying is I don't come off of this with like questions about who Gonzaga is. I just am in awe of what Michigan did to them.
I mean, it was a special performance. It's like I mean, just to put it quite simply, if y'all are gonna shoot like that, it's kind of I don't want to use the impossible word, but like it kind of is impossible to beat y'all just because the front court is so good. Combine that with shooting, really the only thing that could be your downfall is the turnovers. But if the shooting and the defense and the front court are what they are and sustainable, you'd have to turn the ball over 30 times. You
Right.
could have turned it over 30 times in this game, you probably would have won by 17.
Right. I mean, I somebody looked this up midway through the second half. Actually, let's do it right now. This is crazy. If Michigan had shot 0 for 27 from three in this game, they win by one. You know how ridiculous that is?
Yeah, I'm mad at Gonzaga. I know you said you don't blame them. I'm blaming them for quitting. That's some hoe at the whole that's some words I don't want to speak shit.
We'll try and speak on it to help me frame this.
Have some pride, dog. That's some whole ass shit.
That's what you saw?
Just don't let. No, I'm not saying that Michigan didn't dominate, but there was that
I know.
stretch where it was like legit, like got borderline disrespectful, just like dunks, layups, alley oops, like 9 plays in a row, basically. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
like what? Come on now, you're Gonzaga. I expect other programs to like go out sad and shit. Maybe honestly, Mark Few's probably glad that they quit and went out sad. 'Cause he's probably gonna be on their ass. Um, but yeah, also they were probably distraught. Like
Right.
it was probably tough to be on that end.
Right. I look, I again, maybe it truly is like I don't want it to be, but this might be ego talking from me on behalf of my team. I just don't blame Gonzaga. Like I thought I was impressed with Gonzaga's effort in a big way. Michigan couldn't miss. They were just doing the dominant Michigan thing. Like we kind of said in the preview, right? If Gonzaga, like there's a chance they were going to show up to this game and EK was going to get nothing. We said that word for word in the preview. And I said that was Michigan's path to winning. Now, I didn't think they'd make 50% of their threes and be that good on offense, but also like the thing you got to realize about Michigan, it's not like they're running amazing, beautiful, complicated half court sets here. We are getting stops and we're running and no one can stop it. That's all it is. Like it's a very simple thing here. This is the best defense in the country and the best rebounding team in the country. We're going to force hella misses from you and you can't stop us. That's all it is. And I think Gonzaga tried for 25 minutes, and I just don't think they knew where to turn. And then at a certain point, yeah, you look up like, damn, we are battling. We're down 32. Fuck. And then there was the, okay, this is over. And there was about 5 minutes where those guys on the court were like, this is over. And that probably is embarrassing for Gonzaga fans. It was the fun part of this game for me to watch, but
Showtime.
right. I guess all I'm saying is I just don't blame them. If Michigan's going to play like this, I don't think there's many teams in the country who wouldn't have that moment of being defeated. And it doesn't change how I view Gonzaga. It really doesn't. I think they're national title caliber team. I don't think Michigan's going to do this to everyone. But I will say this, dog, they just did it three straight. I mean, we kind of said teeing up to this, like you could still debate how good Auburn is. You might think San Diego State stinks. If you do this to Gonzaga, there's nothing you can say.
Hmm.
Do you feel that way at the end of this?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of how I feel too. Um, just again, kind of revisiting a lot of the same talking points we've said this week. They played 7 games. They've done this in 4 of them.
Yeah.
It's truly the team that did this to Oakland was the team all week this week against better teams.
And I think we pointed this out, and I think I've come to this real like we hinted at it in a preview or maybe another video. Y'all are gonna do this to a lot of good basketball teams if they don't have at least a chance or the fight in the front court.
Right.
Like, dog, Graham EK didn't grab a board. Graham EK didn't have an assist. Graham EK played 17 minutes.
But that's the thing, dude. Like I as crazy as that is to say this, EK went 0 for 9 and didn't grab a board in 16 minutes. Graham EK is undeniably one of the best players in the country. So I like it's woeful. We gotta be like, Graham, what the fuck? Like, yeah, be better. But at the same time, he is he is what he is. Like there's no taking away what Graham EK is. He's a top 10 big in the sport.
Mhm.
So like I'm terrified because I keep going back to shit I said in the preview, man. I didn't think it was gonna go this way. I, the guy that's most similar to EK is TKR. And I can't imagine this would happen to TKR. But I couldn't imagine it would happen to EK. Like, if they can do this to Graham EK, I don't know who they can't do this to, is what I'm trying to say. Like, presumably Toppin, uh, probably Jackson Kohler will be our kryptonite. But I'm just, like, I can't believe EK just went 0 for 9 with 0 rebounds. And that's just, I think that's just all credit to Michigan, no?
Yeah, yeah. 6'9" didn't look 6'9" out there. It's a tough dog. It's a tough front court to go against.
They just demoralize you too. It's like, I'd honestly be curious for maybe a more nuanced version of your take on this part of this. Sitting here again, this week, whole lot different than last week.
Hmm.
So there could be more versions of this Michigan team that don't go this way. This week, dog, this team plays a disrespectful brand of basketball.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Well,
what you see?
it's because I think they have the ability to make you. They have the ability to do this to make you quit, to make you not want to play anymore.
Yeah.
Because like
But
you,
they
because honestly, I saw it in EK's face because he had some moments in this game where he was kind of like, a little extra elbow here, a little grab on. He was like, dog, what? Like this is ass.
right,
Like this is not. Like God, like damn, nothing's working. I can't do anything.
right,
I get past the axle and there's a 7'3" guy there. I
right,
somehow get past the 7'3" guy there and there's a 6'10" guy with a stupid motor and athleticism.
right.
It's
And
it's it's
I
tough to go against.
I think I'm learning what this team's evolving into, like mentally, emotionally, identity wise. Like they right now, at least this week, they're preying on weakness. They're like a leech. Like literally, as the game goes on, like, oh, we're up 5. Cool. Oh, we're up 8. Oh, they're scared.
Mhm.
And then everybody's eyes get big. And then Merez gets feisty. And then Yaxel gets out on the break.
Yeah.
And then Cadeau decides I can be a dickhead. And then Roddy Gale's like, I'm a fly. Like they're just, and there might be a moment again, because I still think I don't trust them. I will still say that. I
Well, all
don't
right. Well,
trust them.
it's November though.
Right.
So like trust stuff out the door. This is Michigan's ceiling,
I mean,
right?
yeah, I can't imagine.
Like they can't like if I'm not gonna let you play the Michigan could play better card here.
No,
This is Michigan's ceiling.
I don't know what would be better than what we saw this week. I don't know how it could get better. I'm not, yeah, I'm not imagining a much better version of this, but I
Yeah.
also don't. I feel like saying that almost implies like, oh, are they peaking too early? Like,
No, I'm just saying like this is what the ceiling is. You don't got to play to the ceiling to win a championship. If they play half of the ceiling, they win this game by 20.
that's the thing. I think for if you're looking forward, it's just about can you sustain this? Can you just can you replicate these types of performances 50% of the time?
Right. Like you
That's what
said
they're
though,
after.
you gotta be mentally. in a good place and be ready to go because I'm pretty sure Gonzaga didn't lead at any point of this game. It was like
No.
15-4 before like the first media timeout, and they smell blood.
Yeah.
They smell blood, and once they smell blood, then they're like, all right, let's see if they really want to do this, like if they want to battle or not.
Yeah.
And they just weren't able to meet it.
Now I still, again, I think this is, if they can do this to Gonzaga, if they can do this to EK, I think they can do this to anybody. Um, except for a few. And look, the Big Ten is going to be gauntlet because like the teams at the top of my I don't think they could do this to them list are the in-state rival who won't let them, the number one team in the country right now who has been around the block and will welcome you to Mackey.
Yeah, but also like, gee, respectfully, this is front courts that have a chance to do it.
That's what you're saying? Like even speaking on behalf of your team, if this version of Michigan shows up to the Breslin Center, what do you think happens?
I think if this version shows up, your Michigan State's going to have to play a perfect 10 like $1 million game because look, if they are going to if they're going to play like this, here's the thing though. I have a hard time answering that question just because I'm just saying that what I was really trying to get at there was like as you were going through those front courts, right?
Mhm.
It's like you can have maybe the guys or the mentality or the physicality to meet it there. Also, that will maybe give you, that'll give you the best shot to set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do this and they're gonna shoot 50% from three and not turn the basketball over,
Right.
it's going to be extremely tough to beat this basketball team.
Right.
Which is why, like, if I'm doing the list now because Michigan now has earned my like, what I'm saying? I'm looking at the top teams in the sport. How am I going to beat that team? All right, I'm looking at, let's say, Purdue. I'm looking at ways that my team could possibly beat Purdue. Same thing with Michigan. Make the list. The list might
Right.
be shorter than other people's list
Right.
because the roster is nasty. And
Yeah.
this is all Mark Pope's fault because he said no, thank you. I'm more intrigued with Jalen Lowe and Mo Diabate's playmaking and a center with one ACL instead of Yaxel.
Well, no, what he really said, that's not what he said. What he said was, yeah, I want you, Axel, but I'm not waiting for you to go to the draft. That's what he said. And
Yeah.
Dusty said, you want to go to the draft? Fine, I'll go with you.
I go.
Seriously. And it was a risk. Like there was a world, that was a serious thing. Yaxel was on the edge. And if he went to the draft, Michigan's a totally different team. So,
But also like you still have to like the front court's still nasty.
right, you still have guys, but let's make one thing extremely clear. Yaxel Lendeborg is the reason this team is special.
Oh yeah, Yaxel's different.
And without him, like I do think that moment in time is worth revisiting truly because I'm sitting here, it's the very early beginning part of year two of Dusty May. We were already fortunate as Michigan fans. He turned down Indiana. People thought that was the dream school. Like I was saying last year, it's inevitable he's going to end up in Indiana someday. Like Michigan's dodged multiple bullets in the process of getting to this point in a year.
Mhm.
And I feel incredibly fortunate that this guy is my head coach. I am soaking up every second of it because, like, through a year and a half of this, I don't know how many coaches in the country are better than this guy. He's just, and I'm not talking X's and O's even. I'm talking like running a business that is a basketball program. Every bet he's made has paid off with flying colors. Everything, every risk he's taken has worked. He's a psycho and a genius and just wears like a happy-go-lucky, like quiet-mannered, nice guy look, but he's a killer. Everything about him's a killer. And I do think that moment in time with Yaxel is going to be like an all-timer, depending on how the season goes, obviously. But it's an all-timer. Wow, look at the balls on that head coach moment. Because Michigan wouldn't get him if he took the same approach that Mark Pope did. Yaxel would either be in the NBA or he'd be at Kentucky. And instead, Dusty was just like, take your time. We will wait it out. It's all you. And earned his trust in that process. And I mean, this came to the final day, truly. Came to the final day. That's what people said. And in the process, yeah, Dusty was fundraising. Like everything he's done has built up to this roster. It's crazy. And it's working. And again, there's a clear philosophy here. The reason this team is trying to do what they're trying to do, the reason they invested in these bigs, the reason they got Cadeau, all of it is chasing the exact formula the last two national champions have been. It is do what UConn did. It is do what Florida did. And I'm not saying other teams can't do this. I think there are other teams this year that are literally trying to do the same things Michigan is. I don't know that anyone's going to do it better than what I saw this week. I mean, period. Maybe Michigan won't play like this again this season. That's possible. They just did it 3 straight days. There wasn't 1 second of these 3 days that they were not playing at that level. It didn't matter who walked up against them. Didn't matter if the crowd was empty. Didn't fucking matter. And I mean, I've watched as much basketball as you have. I ain't seen another team approach that level. I'm not saying Michigan deserves the one next to their name right now. And honestly, to take a moment of sincerity to something I know is how you're wired, they don't have the resume that deserves number one right now. This week was impressive. Gonzaga's great. The other games you can nitpick. That's fine by me. But I mean, this is just dominance. This is dominance I don't think we've seen from anybody other than Purdue against Texas Tech.
I mean, eye test, that's no worse than the third best team in the sport.
That's where you're at with it.
At worst, they're not. That's
What
as
would you
low
put
as.
them if you're a voter? Because I think it's reasonable to put them one. I think it's reasonable to put them as low as like 4 or 5.
See, I think anywhere between maybe one might be too much of a jump, but like also I wouldn't come on here and be like, why is Michigan one? They beat Gonzaga by 40.
I mean, just eye test wise,
So they just won 3 games by 40.
this team this week was the best team in the country.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't think that's even up for debate, really.
Yeah. So
Like they
yeah, I would
made
have them at I would probably have them, like I said, no worse than 3. I you could put I mean, shit, when's the last time Arizona played Denver today, unfortunately? Like
right.
Purdue last week played Texas Tech and they play Eastern Illinois this week. That's kind of what is happening right now. And Michigan went to Vegas and won $1 million and legit made Gonzaga look like Loyola Marymount.
I'm trying to look this up just on the fly really quick. I have a suspicion that this is real. 23. Yeah. I mean, Michigan just won 3 straight games by 110 points combined. Zach Edey at Purdue never did that, including his bye games. Like line up, take the whatever best team you want in the country and take their 3 weakest opponents. Tell me if they ever won 3 straight games by 110 points, let alone 3 days and 3 days.
I feel like
Like,
Kirsten did that.
yeah, it is Signetian, truly. Like, dude, I mean, I just for like some historical context, like I looked this up and it's real. I said it. I just keep adding to it. It's the same stat I gave in the recap of the Auburn game. In 25 years of Michigan basketball, they did this twice, scattered 2 times, both to Big Ten teams. They beat a team in the top 50 nationally by 30 or more 2 times in 25 years. Yaxel, Merez, Mara, and Cadeau and the crew just lined it up and did it 3 consecutive days. Like it's either the biggest anomaly in NCAA history, and like my grandchildren will hear about Las Vegas Yaxel, or this team is special. And what does your gut say on that? Like my gut is starting to think this team is just special.
Yeah, no, I think that I feel like we had the conversation before of like what the expectations of this team should be. and I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, have has the words like national championship, Final Four been
Ever.
spoken with this basketball team?
Not for me. Although, I mean,
Are
depends because Yaxel keeps saying it.
are you are we are we getting there now?
No. And that's not me doing a bit or doing like, no, I'm not. Um, I got too much respect for some other teams this year. I really do. And I think I say it all the time and I mean it. March is fluky
Yeah, but isn't the scariest version of this team in March?
for sure. What do you mean by that though? Because you said that in a couple group chats I'm in. What do you mean by that? What's the thought angle there?
I mean, obviously there's like a break in between like the weeks of the tournament, right? But like, dog, I think you saw what happens when you play this team on very short notice.
Short prep on like a neutral
Short prep on a neutral, like.
with, as you put it, because one of our group chats is like, what the fuck happened against Wake and TCU?
Oh yeah, it's like it was dog. It was Fort Worth. There was no money on the line, no baddies. Like that's not the environment. Like honestly, this in a tournament setting, all eyes on it. Money, baddies probably present.
Right.
This team would definitely hoop because like for real, I want to get this Michigan team in the Breslin Center because I don't want them feeling good about themselves. I want the izzone on their ass. That's part of like that's part of getting to them.
Right.
Like you want to get this team in Mackey because you want the crowd to be a part of it. The crowd could be a part of it in March for sure, but it's more so like neutral site. Like they're gonna be playing in goddamn, I don't know, the Dayton Convention Center.
Right.
Who knows what that's gonna look like? It's just I just think that it's very singular. It's also very like you get to the tournament setting. Let's say we're getting in March. You're playing this team on short rest, and if the bracket plays out the way like it does currently sometimes in NCAA tournament play, dog, what if y'all don't even see a front court that's even got a chance against this?
Well, that,
Dog, look legit. Look at the best teams in the country. I'll do this for you real quick.
yeah, I
Hold
was
on.
gonna hand up what front courts do we think could?
To my next point, I'm currently looking at Ken Pound right now, looking at the best teams in the sport. Duke's front court, I think, could do something. I think this is
You've
what
spent a
happened.
month saying Boozer isn't who you think he is.
But I've been saying their front court's good.
Now all of a sudden you're in on Boozer against this front court.
No, I'm saying this is front courts that would at least you would bat an eye at.
Well, yeah, but that's my I would have batted an eye Gonzaga. I think they're a top three front court. So I hear you. Look,
Arizona.
for sure. I mean, I came into this week thinking there's three front courts that are equals. I would have said Florida and Arizona have a front court equal to Michigan.
Hmm.
I'd like to see that now. I really, and that's not me being a dick about this. It just I'd like to see it. I really
Illinois.
Illinois is probably a more unique test to be honest, because Illinois won't go inside. That's the thing. Like I think I think Gonzaga proved this. This is what I think we learned. If you try to go inside on Michigan, it's a total waste of time. Like the teams that would scare me most in terms of matchup are like, how do you beat this team? Show up and let me see Louisville, a team that doesn't even want to post anybody. Like they just want to drive and kick and keep our head spinning. Like that would scare me. A team that wants to bomb 53s and can hit them. Now I do think like you've got to at least hold up. You can't be a team that Michigan's going to out rebound like 3-1. And I would worry about that with Louisville. But if Florida's guards ever get going, I think they would be a team like I don't think Michigan's front court would punk them.
Hmm.
Um, Arizona, like absolutely, Jaden Bradley will be there, and like I think Koa would find success against us. So there's some, but it's still like I'm looking at those front courts right now, still thinking Michigan wins the matchup.
Hmm.
Maybe doesn't dominate them, but like I texted you this, and I might be drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know. But this, when the Axel had the back-to-back dunk sequence of this, and Michigan took a 44-point lead. I mean, dog, let me read you some plus minuses from this fucking game.
Oh, there's no need for that.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what happened in this game. Because again, Michigan didn't play guys the full game. Yaxel Lendeborg in 25 minutes was plus 43. Like what? I don't know that that's ever happened, let alone against the Ken Palm number one team. Like this was just, it's like it was like made up make believe, really. And I get like, again, yeah, it sounds as crazy. I get it. It sounds as crazy as it feels. This is crazy. It's fucking crazy. What front court in NCAA history would you rather have than this one right now?
My current one, honestly.
You just like your guys better?
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
No, I mean
No,
like, but you get my point. Like, like Edie. Fuck yeah, Edie's way better than any of these guys individually. Hands, bro. Pick a guy. Go Blake Griffin. There are guys that are definitely like singular front court players that are amazing. What makes this group is we got one of those. We don't have an Edie level, but we got Yaxel. He's a top three player in the country.
uh,
And then we're pairing him with two freaks. Like if you're trying to compare us to great front courts from the past, tell me who the second and third guy were. Who's the third guy that can do what Mara's doing right now?
oh, Travion Williams.
Respectfully, no. Like I'm just no, it's not. But I don't know. Maybe I'm sipping the Kool-Aid, but I just like I at this point it's line it up. Like I want to see those front courts against this front court. I really do.
Yeah. Now I'm just like interested to see like what do you like? I don't know. It feels weird even saying like after a 3 game stretch like this,
Yeah.
what's next?
Well, it's gonna crash down. I'm serious. People probably think I'm doing a bit. I'm not. They can't play at this level.
Yeah, but also like, but to my earlier point, you don't have to play like this to win basketball games.
Right. They could play 30% of this and be fine.
Yeah.
So, can I ask you this on, again, it's another positive talk track, but I mean, you said you think this is the ceiling. I think it's hard to imagine any significant improvement areas from what they did this week. Um, if we were just looking at this game, I would point out they didn't shoot great from the free throw line, but that's it. That's the only thing you could possibly nitpick.
But honestly, that was really just Mara just tanking it, wasn't it?
Cadeau was 0 for 2, but yeah,
What was Mara?
1 for 5.
Okay. So
So yeah, a lot of Mara.
hit a couple more free throws, maybe get yourself a nice little 44 piece.
Right, it really don't matter. That's the point. But I guess, do you think there's anything? Here's maybe the better way to ask this question. Any team in the sport right now on November 27th, I think it would be fair to look at and just say, if you have a competent coach, it's November, you're going to get a lot better. I obviously realize the level they played this week, there's not a lot of room to get better. But I also watched my coach, that I believe is a freak, a year ago. Team got a lot better from November. So, like, if you would have told me, regardless of how they played this week, coming in, I mean, off the Wake and TCU games, this was a point of mine was, look, it's not pretty right now. I'm very confident it's going to get better. A Dusty May team is not just going to stay where it's at over 5 months. And I think that's been true even back to his Florida Atlantic days. Like, most of his teams peak in March for a reason. So I guess what I'm saying is, look, I'm not arguing there's a step to take here, but I think you can argue any team in the country over 4 more months will gradually get better. Is there anything you think that could go that way for Michigan from this?
Like based off this 3 game stretch, what gets better?
See, I think I'm asking the question wrong. Because there's not an on-court product that's going to be anything significantly better from this. I know that. But I do think like, at this point last year, the rotations weren't even what they were at the end of the year. And the changes that Dusty made improved the team.
Hmm.
Right now, I don't know if I would change anything, but at the same time, I mean, dog, McKennie looked amazing tonight.
Maybe you just got a sneak peek of what the changes were going to be. Little, little couple month look ahead.
See, I guess that's my what would the changes be? Like to me, it's probably just McKennie's more involved than a true star. And I do think if that came to fruition, they'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like. I'm truthfully based off this 3 game performance, not really much.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Um,
nothing.
I would just point to once again keeping the turnovers down. Like that's really it. But like that's just like a big picture thing. That's
Right.
just at the end of the day, you still do have players that can go like complete bonehead mode and just throw the ball to the other team. So just limiting those things would probably be the changes, which feels like easy changes. We actually saw some of those changes. Elliot Cadeau played like 6 minutes yesterday. And also he spits out 13
That's
assists and 2 turnovers today.
that's the thing. So many people, including me, I'm like the loudest person about how much I despise watching him. I get it. If he's supposed to be like the reason this team can't win, he's played 8 games this year. One of them was a 13 assist to 2 turnover game. One of them was a 14 assist to 1 turnover game. One of them he had 17, 7, and 7. That's 40% of his games. And that guy's being framed as like the reason this team won't win. Like as much as I despise him, if that's the biggest scare of this team's profile, it's absurd. Like most teams in the country, if they thought they had a guy that was capable of that, they'd be like, "How do we get that every night?" And Michigan's fear is like, "Okay, we don't want that much." Like,
Yeah.
it's
No,
kind of
but I
crazy.
think you could do that with probably the players outside of the front court.
Like shift things, basically,
Yeah, or
or
like I don't know. Honestly, I'd have to look at it. It's a really tough conversation to have off these 3 games.
right.
Like I probably nothing. Just kind of keep this going, see if that works out for you.
I'm not trying to pitch that it's going to look significantly better because I don't know how it could. I guess this is what I'm trying to say, Cart. I don't think it would be the right takeaway from this week to say it can only go down. I don't think we would say that about any other team in the country. I understand they just played at an absurd level that is not sustainable and is not going to happen all the time. Just in terms of like some simple things that I feel very confident will look different in the NCAA tournament when there's 6 games to win, and if you lose, your season's over. Yaxel's not always going to play 27 minutes.
But blowout though.
I know, but like I'm just like this. These are the results with Yaxel leaving 8 minutes on the bench. Like you talking like what could make them better? If they play Axel 8 more minutes, they win these games by 60. I'm not saying they'll need to, but like there's room. Again, it sounds crazy. I'm not trying to gas this team up like that, but I don't think the right takeaway is like it can only this is it and it might go down. Like they could play Axel more, they could play McKennie more. McKennie could get better. Like there's room for growth with this team, I think, as much as others, which is crazy.
Yeah. So damn, what was that phrase? It was counterpoint to a fair. What was it?
Flip side correlation.
No, the other one. The
Oh,
drop step one.
something to a fair point.
Yeah. Cause that's killing.
Quick something to a fair point.
Yeah, that.
Quick aside, flip side to a fair point. Something.
Flip
Fuck.
side correlation. Let's just go ahead and throw that in here. Um, this like you don't have to play better than this.
No, I know, but I guess the point is that's what excites me most is I don't think this team is done getting better.
Mm.
And yeah, they right now they're playing to their ceiling. Maybe the gradual improvement is playing to their ceiling more consistently.
I was gonna say the version of playing better isn't playing higher than the ceiling. The version of better is playing closer to the ceiling more often than not.
I think it's playing to the ceiling more often, and it's also like a few less empty minutes. Like right now, this team is going nine deep, which is fun. I like nine deep right now. But I mean, don't you see a world where McKennie just keeps getting better? He looked amazing tonight.
Yeah, he looked really good.
He looked amazing tonight.
Yeah. Outside of the turnovers, but besides that, he was like, no, he was busting Grant Foster's ass. He was knocking down shots. He was really good.
Yeah, he went what was this? 8 for 16 from three in this 3 game stretch.
Why do I feel like I missed his turnovers? He had
I didn't
five.
I didn't notice him
He
either.
like travel or something or step out.
I didn't even notice him. I was too
I
busy in defense of you on the timeline for a little bit.
well, honestly, good on me. You had time.
It's true.
You had time.
It's true. Um,
Michigan was 2.5 point underdogs in this game.
yeah, that'll be the last time that happens for a while.
I appreciate him though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Trying to see if there's anything else. You got anything else? Merez's dad was going back and forth with me today.
Listen, I'm gonna just get this out here right now. Had the conversation about who's better, Merck or Merez. What Merez brings to this team, Illinois could certainly as hell use right now.
It's so fucking valuable, dude. Even if it isn't in the box score, this guy's the entire team's heart. Like he's just the engine of it. And I think he was for Illinois at times last year.
Right.
And
And don't and honestly, like it sucks for Illinois too, because it's like, dog, you have a chance to have a heart and soul, talented ass basketball player to give you something that you need that is from your own state.
right,
And you let him go to Michigan.
right. And I just on a personal note, I just love him. I mean,
Yeah, you
he's
should. Sorry, I'm not done yet. And you too, Mick Cronin, you dingus. What the hell? Why are all these Big Ten coaches just, I mean, Dusty's gonna go and get him anyway. We don't gotta give him layups.
yeah. I mean, the again, this back to like how the hell did he do that?
Wait, hold on. Actually, I'm not done yet. Diebler, dingus. What are we doing?
That's another one. Dusty sticking with Gale was like not a guarantee after last season.
Yeah, also, this is carryover from Batman, but I'll go ahead and say this too. What the hell, Oates? We're really sucking Houston Mallet like that?
Namari, Namari needed a fresh start. Shout out Juwan.
Namari needed Vegas too, which, by the way,
I love Namari, man.
yeah, no, he had a really good Vegas.
Yeah.
Everyone had a good Vegas. Michigan had a nice Vegas. That beat Ohio chant was ass, but Michigan had a nice Vegas trip.
Them boys are going up tonight. I can promise you that. In the words of my $4 million man, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You didn't see that, did you?
No, I didn't.
So they presented him with a ring. At the end of this, they interviewed Dusty and they had like the trophy and the whole team's there. And they were like, all right, now it's time for the Players Era Festival MVP presentation. And they bring out a ring that is like a softball sized ring,
Yeah,
literally like that, like big,
yeah, yeah.
gold, pure gold, but big. And they give it to Yaxel, and Yaxel just grabs it and literally, like, repeatedly 3 times to the camera with a microphone, like knowing he's on TV, just goes, "Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!"
Hey, Yaxel knew he was in Vegas this whole trip.
Oh yeah,
Everything about it, like the heating pad on the back, the celebration on the bench, the oh, we're up 30 at half. Everyone, come in, come on, everyone. And listen. That's how you do it, Yaxel. I'm over here appreciating game. We know cameras are around. We know we're in Vegas. We know what time it is. We know we're on the break. We can get a little after punching on somebody. That's good execution. Like I said, don't want to see this Michigan team in Vegas.
He's a freak, man.
I don't know if I want to see Michigan in big markets, honestly.
He's fun. He's just fun. I never, my team has never had a player like him. I don't know what, like he feels way too good for college basketball.
Mark Pope starts Brandon Garrison.
He does. Well, they changed that. I don't know if you saw that. They changed that. I feel like I had two to three more things here. I just want to keep you up all night talking about how great my team is. This is fun. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba,
I'm
ba,
glad
ba.
you don't hate your team.
I like them now. How can you not, man?
What a week for all parties involved.
Okay, how can you not? I will say, little too much Cadeau for my liking tonight. A little bit. Just a little loud.
13 assists.
Yeah, I'd rather have like four in 14 minutes.
Oh, you like the
He played great. Like he played amazing. I don't enjoy it. Did you see him? Like he almost fought a Lithuanian or whatever. Where the Spain? He fought a Spanish dude. We're up 27 with 12 minutes left.
what was he actually on his ankle?
No, no,
And
Elliot.
then he picked up a foul and Dusty's like, all right, let me just go before you actually put your hands on him, get
Well,
out of the game.
I actually thought I liked this moment because you saw it. You saw what Dusty has to deal with and how he approaches it up close and personal. And it's interesting. Like he, again, Dusty's overwhelmingly competent. He is well aware of Cadeau's bullshit. Anytime Cadeau's kind of like verged on the tipping point of like emotionally drunk in the first month, Dusty has immediately pulled him and been like, take 6 minutes.
Mm.
So in this moment, again, we're up 27 with like 12 minutes left. All that's going through my head is like, let's get out of here healthy, win by 30 so I can tweet. And this scrum at half court is the ball goes out of bounds. That's all it was. And Elliot, like, I don't even think I've ever seen a player do this. Hook and hold with his leg. That's what he did. He like latched onto St. Supery's leg with his foot and then tried to like audibly scream, he's on my ankle. He's on my ankle. Like while they're just sitting on the ground while he's forearm
Supery's like,
shivering.
what are you talking? Supery's like, wait, what?
Supery's literally like, no hablo. Like, what are you talking about? And literally, dog, like they were just sitting there. St. Supery wasn't even doing anything. Cadeau's like forearm shivering his back as we're up 27. And then like, but so you saw it. It went up close, and Dusty literally grabs him, and you could only see the back of Cadeau's head in Dusty's face. But Dusty was literally just like, "Stop, just
Your head coach
stop."
has to put your starting point guard in timeout
My starting point guard, who had 13 assists in 23 minutes tonight,
because he had time needed a timeout.
go to your room.
Go to your go.
And
Do not slam that door.
that's why my coach is the best, man. He's got the emotional IQ. You know what he is? Dusty May is the first coach that believes in the body language PhD.
Is he?
He is. He gets it. And I love him for it. I appreciate it. But yeah, just a little it was a great Cadeau night. Too much Cadeau for my liking. Too much.
Oh, damn. This means the bit stays too, huh?
It's hard to bid a team that's winning by 40, man.
Yeah. So
It's
we all
hard.
win. We all win because I couldn't do it.
It's hard.
I couldn't honestly. I know I'm going to get it now, but it did feel really good to get through this without a WCC runner-up shout.
For sure. I mean, it's hard. And by it, I mean me. Very hard.
Well, all right.
Just extremely rock hard.
Did
Sorry.
you watch this game
Sorry,
alone?
Mom. What's that?
Did you watch this game alone?
Yeah, who do you think I watch games with, dog? What?
I feel like, oh, well, I guess Mal goes to bed.
I mean, it's 9:30 p.m. Honestly, this is so on brand. As we were extending the lead to 18, Banks screamed for 30 minutes in the first half.
Tough.
Just up, waking up, screaming. And I'm like waiting for Mal to deal with it because she knows the game's on. She did not deal with it. So thanks, Banks. Him and I watched it together as he screamed in my arms.
Well, you got to see a show.
He was Cadeau and I was Dusty May, just consoling him. God, I feel like there were one to two more things on this. Shooting, quickly shooting. absurd. 48% from three in this game. They make 13 threes, shot 27. As the games progress, I keep pointing to two important categories. They're now in the top 100 in make percentage. They're shooting 36% on the season. They've shot the lights out in 3 games now. That's top 100 in the sport. They are also right outside the top 100 in volume. They are shooting a lot of threes. As good as this team is inside, they're like 44% of their shots are coming from three. And tell me if you agree with this. Feels like most of the threes they take are wide open because teams are so worried about the inside. Like it's just wide open. The ones that aren't, to me, Yaxel takes some tough ones,
Mm-hmm.
but Yaxel's tough ones are just like I'm 6'9", I can shoot over you, and his shot looks great. And Elliot takes insane ones.
Yeah.
But outside of those, like everything's a rhythm catch and shoot wide open three. So I continue to say I think the shooting's for real. I think this team can shoot. The
Yeah,
more
y'all
Kenny
can shoot.
plays, you're in on it now.
Yeah, y'all can shoot. Here's what it is. Y'all can shoot, and here's what I encourage others to do, and this should go for your team as well. If you are a fan of a team that can shoot, you are going to be faced with a night where you don't shoot well. All that is you're a good shooting team that didn't hit shots that game. I tell the Michigan State fans all the time because I'm a
That's
shooting team. 'Cause I'm a shooting team now.
that's what you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
what we do that 1 for 14 night earlier. That was off night. Off night. We got Ugo fuck no stroking that thing now.
Yeah. It's crazy. Um, yeah, I think the shooting's for real. It's not always going to be in the 40s, but like to me the what was the first game of this? The San Diego State game. They made I think like 11 and shot 33%.
Hmm.
And it was like, ooh, that was a great shooting night. That wasn't a great shooting night. These are great shooting nights.
Dog, even the numbers y'all shot, I feel like aren't even indicative because my dog Winters got in 7 minutes, got 5 trays up,
Right. Yeah, if
and
you
they
took
won.
Winters out of it, it's 12 for 22, which is crazy. But
It's
again,
crazy.
like they're wide open. Now Namari hit some like early shot clock deep ones, but he takes those.
Yeah,
Trey's
a big part of your percentages being better are him not like he's a career 40% shooter who before like this tournament just wasn't hitting 3-point shots.
and that's I kept saying it like he's gonna make shots.
Yeah.
Not worried about Namari being in the 20s at the start of the season. So Um, yeah, him and Cheddar are the guys like you just got to bank on. And McKenny. Literally it's been that group. I've been like, they got to make shots. And then tonight they all made shots.
Yeah.
Like
I'm laughing because I'm pick like Cadeau's threes are so funny.
they're so bad.
They're like they're always insanely deep. Like and just like he shoots it like he shoots it like he's crazy. Like man, this shit's green.
Well, and dude, he makes one every game.
Yeah, he does.
We're 7 games into the season. He has a make in every game.
Yeah. And I feel like that shit breaks people. Like, God damn it.
Right.
Like a Cadeau three, really? Shit.
Which, oh my God. Oh my God. I think you just found it. You found the way that I tolerate Cadeau.
What?
He's the break them guy. Like Merez and Mara and Yaxel and Burnett and Gale and Cheddar and like those guys are just they're gonna do what they do. And then we got this little psycho. And this little psycho is just gonna break you. And it might be mentally. It might be like he's swinging on you when we're up 30. It might be a step back three. That's clearly a terrible shot. But at some point, it's going to be Cadeau that breaks your soul. And when he breaks your soul, that's when you give up and the game's over.
Hmm.
You just found how I can like Cadeau. I didn't think I'd ever find that.
Damn it.
Speaking of liking, there's been, I think, I don't want to say countless, but there have been a series of teams from our two favorite teams since we've been around that I think, I don't want to say transcend the rivalry, but earn admiration, right? I would say this, and I'm not asking for you to crown this team in November. That's not what I'm doing. But what I am doing is this. I can tell you from a genuine sentiment standpoint, I loved watching Jace last year. That's a team that I fell in love with and was just like, damn, they're fun. I loved watching the Denzel Bryn team. I loved watching the Cassius teams. I loved watching the Miles Bridges team. Like there's 4 or 5 Michigan State teams since I've been alive that I'm like, yeah, I like those guys. I hate them, and I'm rooting for their downfall at every step. But that's good hoops, and it's fun hoops, and I can acknowledge that. I don't think you're ever going to say those words out loud the same way I did. I'm not asking you to, but I am knowing this. If you put Florida uniforms on this team, do you love this team?
Probably, yeah.
Like, is it just a brand of basketball that you're like, fuck, that's fun?
Yeah, well, I think for me, it's like I always obviously like guards are so fun. Like all guards are always fun.
For sure.
But I got a soft spot for front courts. I was a front court guy, so I got a little bit of a soft spot for front court guys, and I definitely got a soft spot for front courts that are nasty. Honestly, I feel like I had the same issues you do though. Like, let's say this team was in Florida uniforms, I would just have to somehow get past the Mara Cadeau thing, like in my head, not liking those guys, and then I'd be fine.
But the thing is, they're like, I know this sounds crazy on a night where he just had 13 assists. They're not that involved.
Oh no, I'm not talking about like success wise. I'm just talking about from like a like standpoint.
No, I know, but I'm like, I don't know. The first week and a half of the season, I couldn't get there because they were like, remember that game? Morrow was like getting the ball every play,
Mm,
and he was great, but it was just like, okay, this is a day Morrow's team.
yeah,
Like Cadeau, same thing. He had the 17-7-7 game. I'm like, fuck. Like now they've already, and that's kind of back to my point. Like, I still think this is gonna evolve. Like, we're we're figuring out whose team this is supposed to be. And I
it's
think it's
Maxwell's team.
right, but it wasn't for the first week and a half.
Yeah, because you just need quick little. It's because you had him in Fort Worth in the Deacon Challenge.
Yeah, I guess it's true. I'm just saying. Hey, by the way, chill.
Take
Chill.
that. Can you take that shit down
Chill
now?
on banner number one.
No, take that shit down now.
Let me look at the schedule. Are there other
You
banner
just won
opportunities?
3 games by 40. Take that shit
I
down.
gotta see if
No
there's
one
any.
needs to be reminded of the battle you had against Nate Calamese and Juke Harris.
See, that's where you're wrong. I always need to remember us at our worst. I need to remember there's that version of Michigan and there's that version of Michigan this year. And coincidentally, they both end in banners, but I like them. Um,
To answer your question, Michigan is good.
but
Um,
but are they
but
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 are
you,
they fun? Are they fun to Carter Elliott if he could just brainwash himself from the fact that this is his rival team?
if I could brainwash myself, maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
I can't get there. They're nasty though. I'll give you that.
I'm not asking you for the emotional endorsement just yet. I'm just because I my answer before this week was no. I don't
Yeah.
like
Well,
watching this.
here's the thing. Thought process in my head. I'm watching this game. I'm like, God damn, these dudes are nasty. That dunk is cold. Damn, they're killing these dudes. And I had to really reel it back in. I'm like, yeah, man,
Yeah,
weak ass jerseys.
right.
Dusty's tiny. Cadeau
Yeah.
hates foreign people.
Yeah, he does.
Actually, he's Swedish for God's sake.
Right. Auburn looked pretty good tonight.
Yeah, they're nice.
St. John's stink.
San Diego State lost.
They did. They ruined it.
There we go. That's
I
huge.
had I
Hey, I'm leaving here with something.
I had one in the drafts that said Michigan's opponents went 6-0 against non-Michigan teams this week,
I'm leaving here with something.
but they lost by 111 combined points or whatever the fuck this was. Last notes before I finally let you go to bed. Thank you for staying up to do this. I appreciate it. This is the worst loss of Mark Few's career. Dusty May in game 7 of year 2 just gave Mark Few the worst loss of his career in a championship game with $1 million on the line.
No, it's pretty crazy to think about it like that. 'Cause it's like, okay, you did this to Brian Dutcher, whatever. Oh, you really spanked Stephen Pearl. Good on you. Dog, Mark Few is one of the best coaches that ever coached college basketball.
Mhm. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize this. So in successive days, Brian Dutcher, who's coached for 20 years, got the worst loss of his career. Stephen Pearl, who's coached for a week, got the worst loss of his career. And then that's crazy. That's crazy. Dog, they were on some shit.
They don't, this was like, I feel confident in saying just it, like in the fashion it occurred. I think the most impressive run I've seen is like the Kemba tournament run. But like those are like close games. It's different, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about like a 3 game MTE stretch.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like I've seen runs. I've
right.
seen teams make runs. I don't know if I've seen like a team show up, beat everybody by 40 and win $1 million. And with the culmination of that being in the championship game, you beat the number one team in the country, a good basketball. I'm sorry, number one Kempon team, a really good basketball team by 40, and they didn't even have a chance. Did Gonzaga even lead in this game?
No,
Did
no,
they tie it up ever?
zeros.
I don't even know if they tied it up.
I don't think they did. Yeah, it's crazy, Cart. It's truly crazy.
You sure Gonzaga doesn't stink?
Play somebody. Jared Burson had this to add, which and just it's just another crazy thing. Um, First team in NCAA history to play back-to-back games against AP poll ranked teams and win both by 30 points.
Michigan's performance was so good that you don't even have the classic dad camera roll anymore. Like I'd have to scroll probably 10 times down to get myself a photo of Murph or Banks. All it is just stats of what
Right.
Michigan did in this players era tournament.
Right.
What else you got?
No, that's all I got.
What?
I mean, you can decide if you care about stats at this point in the year or not. Play somebody, I get it. You'll find a way to do this, but I think statistically, there's an argument that's the most dominant 3 days a team has ever had in the regular season.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, okay. I tuned you out. Sorry, I was reading more stats.
That's apologize actually, please.
Did you really say that?
I legit just said
Oh,
that.
that means a lot.
I might take it back now.
It means a lot, man. Um, I got more for you. Burson. Uh,
Wait, no, can I get my Shapiro fix tonight, please?
I didn't see him tweet yet.
They've been so good and won by so much. He's got nothing left in the tank.
So San Diego State against Michigan had a 33.1 effective field goal percentage. Its lowest total in 4 seasons. The next game against Oregon, they had a 76.7 effective field goal percentage, the highest game in 19 years. Like, and that's, I understand they lost tonight, but like, the point is the teams that Michigan punked, like, looked good at other points this week. And that's kind of crazy when you step back at it. It really is. Like, dog, we just, Gonzaga beat Bama by 10 2 days ago. Michigan just beat them by 40. What? Is this ever going to happen again? I guess that's a real question. They did this to Oakland night one. They did it 3 straight games in Vegas, which if your theory's right, there were probably some baddies for opening night.
Listen, one of my favorite phrases in the sport of not American football, the other football, is no, anyone can do it at the Bernabeu. Anyone can do it at the Etihad. When you gonna strap your nuts on a cold Tuesday at Stoke when your locker room's leaking? That's what I gotta see. Who y'all play next?
Rutgers
At the rack?
at home.
All right, we're fine.
Then Kevin Willard and a Caden Lewis.
Also, I want to make myself very clear. Y'all can play Rutgers on goddamn Yucatan, Michigan alternate line, whatever it is.
January 30, man. I'm not looking ahead that much, but that's the next game.
Like what? Like, are you looking at a world where you go into that game? Like,
No, we'll drop one before then.
which one? Can we do a quick like,
They're
like
just like, and this is serious, Cart.
no, I don't think this is a crazy game to play because like I'm even thinking back to
Yes, it
when
is.
no, but hear me out a little bit here. The year where Michigan State was like very schedule favorable.
Yeah,
Remember, we went into like the first Michigan game and we were like 16-1.
yeah,
Like, there's a world where y'all do that without the one part, or
yeah. I
or
mean,
even with the one.
Michigan's favored analytically in every game except for the game at Mackey this year. So yeah, there is. That's not how this actually works mathematically, right? Those are just like isolated single games versus what's the actual projected record. For what it's worth, the projected record is crazy right now. They're projected to go 27-4 and 17-3 in conference. So, let me quick check this.
I ain't seen someone do that since us last year.
Purdue's projected to go 16-4. So analytically, Michigan is now projected to win the Big Ten, which I don't think is crazy after what we just saw this week. I do think it's crazy to start looking ahead that far. And
Damn, Ken.
what?
Motherfucker got us going 12-8. What's up?
On a serious note, this week was amazing. I loved every second of it, except for Elliot trying to fight a Spanish kid up 24. Um, I do think Michigan will do this again. I don't think it was a fluke. I think they've played like this 4 of 7 times. I think this will be the type of games that Michigan pops in and out of. Do you need to go?
No, I don't know if I heard like someone yelling outside or something like that. I was making sure I was safe.
You good?
Think so.
Probably just Mraz.
I hope not.
Honestly, I told him to come get you. You
Who?
retweeted his dad by accident tonight, and I said,
Yeah, that was
you got,
tough. That's
you
on
got,
me.
you got to take care of this.
Hand up, hand up.
But no, the point is this. I think it's going to pop in and out. I think this level of play, to your point, part of this I think is these guys getting up for certain things. Um, I don't think they're gonna avoid the dreaded like trap games. Right now, Cart 10 games until 10 days until the next Michigan game. That's not good. I mean, I already saw a long layoff. They played Oakland and then they had 8 days until Wake Forest. So they're gonna drop some. They're gonna drop multiple. No doubt about that in my mind. The team that struggled against Wake and TCU is still in here and is going to show up from time to time. And I'll be okay with that. But I think it's all about finding consistency. I think honestly, most people are being pretty rational. It feels like they're getting a lot of deserved praise tonight. But I think this team's for real. They can do this again because it's rooted in sustainable stuff. It's 2 point dominance, and it's been that way every game.
Hmm.
That ain't going nowhere. Teams are going to have to find ways to beat it, and we'll see how it is. Last thing on all of this, you're talking about how, okay, these guys are just like, they get up for the big ones. What does that mean in Mackey Arena? What does that mean in the Breslin Center? What does that mean in Champaign against Morez's old school? Because when I do look at the schedule, they play Illinois once in Champaign. They play Michigan State twice, but of course, the first game is in the Breslin Center. They play Purdue once, it's in Mackey Arena. They didn't get any breaks with the 3 toughest games on the schedule. They haven't beaten Illinois in 7 years. Michigan State swept Dusty a year ago. Purdue beat them by 30 in this building. I look at this roster, and as good as this week was in a empty gym everyone's mad about, I'm still worried about composure from Cadeau and Mara, even Merez, even Yaxel to an extent. So the theory that like, oh, they're just bright lights guys, is that going to apply in the most intimidating environments that this team has to go into?
I think it's this is how I look at it, and it might be wrong. Difference between bright lights and hostile.
You're right.
Like bright lights is different than like 100,000 Fletcher lawyer faces just yelling that you stink.
So what would your gut say on this though? Because I think coming into this week, you and I would have agreed and said, yeah, Michigan's talented, but they ain't gonna punk Kohler and Cooper. I think it's hard for me to look at the team that showed up this week and think they can't punk anyone.
Hmm.
So has your thoughts on that element of this changed at all after these three games? Like, is
I
there a chance this
I
group
think
of guys goes into Mackey and
yeah.
does this?
Yeah, I think they have the ability to do that.
Is there a chance this team goes into the Breslin Center and does this?
Yes, there's a chance. Yes, they're talented enough to do
Okay.
that. Yes.
But we would not have said that 2 days ago, even. Like I certainly didn't think there was a chance of that before this week.
Yeah, this team is I think we got a very clear picture of what this team can do at their best, and it's a very tough proposition to stop. And also like on top of that, the notion of like not getting punked thing, we could let's put it in the terms of Michigan State. Kohler and Cooper could not get punked and we could lose.
They could show up, hold themselves to
They could be
well,
good. I'm
yeah.
just like when I say not getting punked, I'm saying I'm not getting Graham Ecade here.
Yeah.
Like that's getting punked. Um, yeah,
Right, which honestly, Braden Huff showed up tonight.
yeah,
Braden,
and not
they
enough.
could add four Braden Huffs, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Braden Huff for a good part of that game was seeing ghosts. His dog was throwing them little push shots, and he was just afraid because there's 9-footers everywhere.
I can't, dude. They're gonna play Purdue, and TKR is just gonna hit like 14 floaters.
It is gonna break you,
It's and Mara's gonna have no reaction time,
and he's gonna hit Morrow with one of these.
and I'm gonna have to pod with Braden about it. That dude, have you thought about that? If this Michigan team's level sustains,
Mhm.
and we do a show with Braden Smith and Michigan's #1 in the country going into Mackey, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Something you got to find out within.
Can I give you some season-long predictions real quick on this?
Yeah.
I think if I understand this team, this is what happens. They go on the West Coast trip and lose both.
Which one is that? Is that the Washington, Oregon?
They lose like maybe they're undefeated going into Washington, Oregon in the middle of January, like 13-0, #1 in the country. They lose both on the West Coast trip. You fly these dudes out across the country to some game they're not excited for, lose both the West Coast trip.
Yes.
Come back.
Sneaky Saturday in Oregon, no vibes. Of
No,
course, ugly.
they're gonna lose both on the West Coast trip. Come back, they're gonna lose in the Brez. No questions asked.
Wait,
They're
hold on, Greg, real quick, not to cut you off here. Has the formula changed?
no.
We said last year that teams that win the Big Ten can't lose both games on the West Coast trip.
Oh yeah, we're not winning the Big Ten.
Oh,
No, I'm serious. We're like, I'm dead ass about this,
okay.
and I think you agree with me on this. I think Michigan's of the Big Ten contenders.
Yeah.
I actually would argue Michigan's the best suited for March.
Hmm.
I think these neutral, it's going to look like this to me. Honestly, I think the Big Ten tournament, Dusty said it, and he got clowned for it. I think Michigan's going to be very good in that event.
Was it in Chicago last year?
I don't remember where it was last year.
That's that's honestly it's pretty big.
Just where it is.
It's in Chicago, vibes
Right. Yeah.
going up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Navy Pier, like a day at Shed Aquarium.
Right.
Indiana, oh, what the fuck was this? Oh, this is the alley Mark Sanchez got stabbed. Okay, well, I'd rather
Right.
just lose to Wisconsin and go home.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's this team's MO. And to close this loop, I think they're going to lose all their big games in the regular season. It's going to drive people crazy, including me. I think they're going to lose in Mackey and Champaign. They're going to end up finishing like fourth in the league, like 13-7 in the league, but then have a real good chance in March. That's my feel here.
Hey, I've never doubted your field before.
I've got a good feel.
Got pretty good feel, man. Also, congrats, by the way. That had to be a very like I could imagine that being my basketball team and doing that in a 3 day stretch. That's got to be very enjoyable.
Yeah. Um, it's fun, man. It is. I missed good hoops from this program. And I've been fortunate. I've seen a lot of good hoops in the last 15 years, but they're just nothing better. You know this. There's nothing better than when your team is you feel like you can win any game with your team.
Yeah, and it's got to feel good too because it's really like those TCU and Wake Forest games never happened. Like I
Yeah,
legit forgot they happened.
already wiped that shit clean. And I think most
No, I see it back there.
well, yeah, got to remind yourself, humble yourself. And most importantly, truly, I'm just really thankful for Dusty May, man. This is like when we hired him, I didn't think it would be like this quickly. I really didn't. And I look forward that extra million. It's going to be great. It's going to go directly to David Mirkovic's buyout. So expect a phone call from my people. Really like March. Well, I'm hoping we're playing into April. So if all goes to plan, April 9th, there's going to be a call with a translator into the Mirkovic family name. And we're giving 75% of this million to David to get him to Michigan next year.
Oh, good. Fresh off the Vegas jet, right to tampering.
Listen, never doubt my dog of a coach, dog. You think this was just a pleasure trip in Vegas for Dusty Cart?
I wonder what Dusty's doing in Vegas, actually.
Did you see who was on the Michigan bench?
Was it CJ Moore?
CJ Moore was on the bench today.
Yeah, I'm gonna see CJ at the Final Four.
Yeah,
I'm going at CJ at the Final Four hoop runs. It's personal now.
we're working on some things. We always are.
Sorry, what?
So we're working on some
Is
things.
that a word?
Yeah,
Like you and CJ Moore?
me and my coach,
Oh, you and your coach. Gotcha.
two steps ahead.
Dustin.
2 steps ahead. All right, how do we end this?
Y'all just won 3 straight games in 3 days by 40, won $1 million, and your mother-in-law will be over in 4 hours to stick a turkey in your oven.
Jawan, thank you. This wouldn't feel this good if it wasn't for you.